Right, hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Crash Bandicoot for the PS1. Yeah, I've decided to have another shot or so at LPs and whatnot, but first off, I'm gonna let the cutscene for this play and tell you all about the story. So, yeah, let's just see what it says.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures. Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex! But Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do. Failure again! Capture him!
Uh-oh!
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
So yeah, that's pretty much how it all begins on this. It's such a simple but silly story. The fact that Cortex is the one that created Crash Bandicoot to begin with, just by doing a test subject and stuff on him, is like absolutely nuts, I tell ya. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have like another go or so at like this LPing thing, because honestly, man, it's a lot easier to dish out instead of doing the scripted videos and stuff. I did try doing that for a bit, and it worked when I was doing it also last year. I was in a sort of a place where I could put all the time and effort and stuff into it, but honestly, these days, my god, I live like a different life and stuff now. I don't really have that time or so anymore for this. It was proven a bit difficult or so, what was it, last year in December, when trying to make it and stuff, so here we are now, really. The commentary for this is probably going to be all over the fucking place, because honestly, I'm trying to like get back into this, really. I have been taking LPs like really seriously for the past couple of years, which is kind of why I decided to change it up in places. I kind of forgot that the whole point of an LP was to, you know, play a game and just talk shit about it, just talk about all the stuff that you like and dislike in it. It doesn't have to be like a project that's like structured and researched and stuff like that. You can add like some stuff to it, but my god, man, like some of the stuff I made in the past, I am happy with it, but getting it like that to begin with was just such a pain in the arse, I tell ya. So yeah, this is me going back to my old roots, and I mean like talking probably from, I don't know, Rayman 2, The Great Escape, I want to say, on the N64. That was like back in about 2014 or something. As far as I'm aware, was it 2014? I think it was. Fucking hell, it was so long ago, man, I tell you. Oh, man. But as for the playthrough of this is all through like post-commentary and things, because at times I do find it difficult knowing when to do commentary for a game where I do it through post, or if I do it live whilst playing the game at the same time. And honestly, I thought, well, you know what, bugger it, I'm just gonna do post, because at least then, if I come back from like work or so and I want to just capture more of the gameplay, and I'm not in a talkative mood at all, it doesn't fucking matter. Like I can literally just play the game casually, you know, and then just talk over the top of it without worrying about anything. In terms of progress though in this game, so when I play Crash Bandicoot for the PS1, I often always find myself 100% in it. So like, you know, grabbing all the gems, the keys and all that jazz. That's what this one's going to be. But I'm also going to be trying to make it a bit more real. And what I mean by that is like, before, I would always have like this tendency to make sure every bloody piece of footage was a like completely perfect run. The biggest thing for that probably being from Sonic Colors or so, which, fuck, what year was that again? That was 2019, yeah, I think it was 2019 or something. Yeah, because I for some reason in that one, I was just like, it needs to be perfect, otherwise it disturbs the natural flow of the episode and stuff, and I'm kind of, like I say, I'm just a bit sick and tired of that, to be honest. Half of the times, and now all I want to do is just play a game and talk about it, you know? I don't even have to worry about whatever it is that I'm talking about, because I'm a bloody chatterbox. Like, I'm never gonna have moments where I'm like just gonna say nothing. For some reason, I used to think that also, but yeah, that's like really doubtful and stuff now, I'll tell you. But yeah, man, like Crash Bandicoot, jeez, like I played this a lot as a kid, but I didn't really have full access to it. The ones that I did have full access to was like Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3. So it was many years later that I got to fully get to grips with Crash Bandicoot 1. I found it quite bloody difficult though to start with, because honestly to me, like Crash Bandicoot is essentially like a 3D Super Nintendo game. As some Super Nintendo games, they can be quite a bit tricksy in places and whatnot. Whereas the other ones kind of felt incredibly different. Like Crash Bandicoot and then number 2 was like a massive leap in terms of like control and like just overall polish, you know? But I still respect this one. I still respect the original Crash Bandicoot for the PS1. Because I mean it's just really good. I find that at times the design of this can be a little bit tricksy in places, but I don't think it's bullshit in many areas, really. Half the time it's just like, oh man, I just fucked up on my jump. I best try again. This game though does take some getting used to. That's what I will say. Like it's not an easy time. That's for sure. Oh man. I'm playing this as well on an original PS1. Because another thing that I do these days, which is kind of fucking wild, I love it, is, so before in the past now, I used to, like, just play stuff on emulators. That was, like, my best way to capture the game and shit, but, like, in my own time, I personally prefer playing, like, on the original hardware. So, I think it was, like, 2 years ago or something, I got myself, like, a Retro Tink 5X or so. And yeah, that's what I use now, except it's only as of late that I've realized, man, I haven't configured this thing at all, so I've done that now, and hopefully it looks pretty good. This is on a PAL PlayStation 1 as well, so that means the game is in 50 Hertz. Yeah, not quite 60, but honestly, there are some games where like 50 and 60 Hertz are not really that different. The actual ones where it is hugely different it's got to be stuff like the NES. I mean, if you play like Zelda, like the first Zelda game also, in 60 Hertz, it's great. You know, the music is in the correct pitch and shit like that. But like, oh fuck, like when you play it in 50 Hertz, like on an NES and shit, it's just, wow, it's so different. Like back then also, I imagine in the 80s, you know, this wasn't that big of a deal, because I mean, we just sort of like played whatever was handed to us. The internet was not as big as what it was, so we probably weren't aware that there were like faster versions and things. The same thing really with like Sonic the Hedgehog for the Mega Drive. Yeah, that one's also a bit unoptimized. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was a little bit better in places. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, these are the bonus rounds as well. When it comes to you doing these bonus rounds, they're optional. It took me years to think, or realize, shall I say, that these aren't required for 100%. The main important thing for this, really, is just getting to the end and being able to save the game. Yeah, see, that's kind of the weird thing of this. Crash Bandicoot on the PS1 has, like, a saving feature, but the strange thing about the saving feature is that you can't just save anytime. No, of course not. Like, well, what you got to do is you have two choices, right? So you've either got to clear the whole bloody stage without dying once and breaking every sodding box. But the other method is to go into the tournament bonus rounds and get to the end, and it saves it that way. As you see right there, see, I missed a whole bunch of boxes. There are some levels on this game where, regardless of like what you have or the approach that you take to it, like, you're not going to be able to get all the boxes. There is some backtracking in this, man. It's the same with like number 2 and number 3 or so. I'm pretty sure I covered this though in like my 2014 LP, I think it was, of Crash Bandicoot 3. Yeah, something like that. Man, that was back then when I used to use like EPS-C and stuff. That's kind of crazy. Oh boy. But yeah, the 60 Hertz version of this one runs a little bit faster, but honestly, if you look at them side by side, it's a little bit of a difference, but I don't think it's like too bad really. I don't really have an urgency to rush out and get an NTSC PS1 and just like rebuild the whole library, because my god, it's like big enough as it is, man, I tell you. I don't really want to have to do that shit again. Oh man, especially like for a measly couple of frames and stuff. Oh, that'd be a pain. Interestingly though, the Japanese version of this game, at the very beginning, when you're on like the beach and stuff, when you like free Aku Aku, there's actually some text that pops up for telling you like what to do and what his purpose is and shit. Like in the PAL and the NTSC version, it doesn't really have that. Also, but yeah, you know, this is real nice though. Just jump back into this. I don't have to like worry about, you know, trying to piece shit together or anything like that. Do things over the top, because originally I was gonna do like a full scripted video of Crash Bandicoot, and I mean, I suppose maybe last year or something it would have worked, but not so much now. Not so much now. Because when I did work on it and that, I had a thing where I was just adding loads and loads to it. Like I wouldn't fucking stop. I would just add. I wanted to show all the differences, the gems, and even the comparison differences with the Insane Trilogy version. Yeah, because this game also came out for Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy, which was like for the PS4. I can't remember if it was for the Xbox One or not. Maybe it was. Or so, but yeah. I done that, and I even got like the Steam version of it because I wanted it in the best fucking like quality, and it was just, oh my god. Took me ages to realize, hey man, like maybe you're taking this a bit too goddamn seriously, you know? At the end of the day, I just want to talk and just share like my passion and stuff with games, and just like waffle half the time about whatever really. See, that's the thing I'm trying to do as well now. Like, I'm trying to make it sort of like a one-shot type thing. The episode is just going to turn out however it does. Also, yeah, I fucked up on that bit there. When I had the invincibility, I kind of just assumed you would bounce off the plants, but no, you don't. You just get like gobbled up instead. So that's a bit shit. But yeah, it's cool stuff, I'll tell you. There might be like some moments as well I'll just be like a little bit quiet and stuff. I know it's probably really weird to hear all this when I've been like doing videos on YouTube like since August 5th of 2012. So I've been doing like Let's Plays for a while, but when you haven't done it for ages, man, it's a little bit rusty in places, isn't it? But you know, we'll just take this bit by bit, see how all this goes. I mean, because I got a lot to say about Crash Bandicoot, really. I think it's a really fun game. Very tricksy one in places. Like, it's definitely the hardest out of all of them. Well, unless you count grabbing the Platinum Relics or so, I suppose, in Crash Bandicoot 3. That can be a little bit tricksy. But, I mean, half the time for the time trials in that game, it's just, well, you screwed up, you know, just jump in and try again. But, with Crash, oh boy, you gotta be perfect. And for levels like Sunset Vista, yeah, where you have to do like the whole thing without dying, that can be a little bit annoying. I don't think it's the worst thing ever though, because I get utter satisfaction from this. So this is a game like where every time I 100% it stuff, I am like super happy because it's like, oh fucking finally, man, that was took some time, but you know, got there in the end and stuff. Oh yeah, also where I died, he doesn't do the little jump celebration thing in the end, and it doesn't count your boxes. Because if you die, it resets. And that's a bit of a problem, really. Anyway, yeah, there's also, like, bosses in this game as well. Like, here is Papu Papu. This guy is supposed to be easy. He's, like, the first boss. I can never get the hit detection right on this dude. Because, I mean, as you can see here, I got the first one right. But then, the second one, yeah, I take, like, a hit. I don't know, I can't just never get it right. It's so weird to me, like the early bosses in this game, I tend to struggle with. But, yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Fuck, that went by quick, didn't it? Well, I guess I'll see you lot in part 2 of Crash Bandicoot.